What is good, Carti people, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Bobbalam, writing erotic fan fiction, placing me and Uzi in the same room, glaring into one another's eyes while rubbing our greasy fingers all over the underneath of our scrumptious, salty, addicting Chick-fil-A waffle fries. I got y'all there, huh? Won't catch me actually doing any of that weird shit anytime soon unless I'm sentenced to like prison for life. Then everyone's bungalow hole is fair game. My balls are only for my licking. Pause. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm done. But I guess the Uzi and Carti community feels differently about the whole concept of erotic fan fiction. In fact, one of the most upvoted Reddit posts within the Playboi Carti subreddit was a 20+ paragraph story titled Carti and Uzi Sexual Fantasy Part 1, wherein I can only assume what is going to happen, although I expect many more graphic details to come forth beyond my imagination. But with that being said though, I chose not to read through the story at all because I know I wanted to document my reaction and share the glorious moment with y'all. But all I know is Carti and Uzi fans are wildin', including myself, because we reading this shit. So without further ado, Lil Uzi Vert and Playboi Carti erotic fanfiction. Let's talk about it. Okay, so before we begin, again, this is my first time reading the story, so all commentary and reactions are off the top. I might have to censor a few words in order to remain monetized, but y'all can read it on the screen, so not a big deal at all. Other than that, it's a bit long, so grab a drink or snack or some booty to munch on and let's get into it. I'm scared. Friday afternoons were Carti's favorites. He didn't have anything to do, so he could just chill at home. He was in his bed playing Fortnite while Samir, aka Uzi, was reading next to him. There was the sound of light raining outside, making the mood even better. Samir's legs were intertwined with his under the covers. It was all too good. They would usually hang out with their friends, but Stokely was out on a date with Jose, and Rocky and Kendrick were both busy with their jobs. It wasn't like Carti even needed them. He'd been looking to spend some quality time with Samir anyway. He could feel the light sound of Samir's breathing as he read. He loved having his boyfriend around, even if they were just doing different things. He died in his game, so he took it to give his boyfriend a kiss, who smiled and started kissing back, adding some tongue to the kiss. Carti had found that Samir's kisses were addictive, unlike anything else in the world. He was revived in the game and chose to go back to it, giving his boyfriend a kiss on the forehead. He felt Samir turn around his side, making himself a little spoon, pressing his ass against Carti. Carti paused the game to spank his boyfriend, making the other giggle, moving his ass a bit against Carti's crotch. Carti licked his lips, grinding against him in an attempt to pleasure himself. Samir held back a moan as he felt Carti's hard length against him. Hard length? What the hell is going on here? Carti smirked at this and turned Samir on his back, getting on top of him and grinding down his hips so their hard members, who calls it members, would rub against each other. Fuck, Jordan groaned, rubbing against his boyfriend once again, feeling his hard member twitch at Samir's innocent face looking at him in desire, his chest going up and down at an alarming speed as he stared at Carti. Samir grabbed the controller, giving it to Carti, a devilish smirk adorning his adorable face. "Keep playing, baby," he says as he hands Carti the controller, an innocent look in his face. Carti took the controller with a frustrated look. He was hard as shit. What imagery we have. He was hard as shit. This is true porn. But he could understand if Samir didn't want to do anything. He resumed the game and then felt a warm hand snake down his abdomen, grabbing into the waistband of his sweatpants, pulling it down along with the boxers to reveal Carti's dick standing up proud. "If you're the real Slim Shady, please stand up." Samir smirked at the sight, looking at his boyfriend's dick while licking his lips. "You were hiding all this from me?" he asked with a sultry voice. I don't even know what sultry means. Staring at how big his boyfriend's cock actually was, bigger than he'd ever imagined. He grabbed the appendage. Oh my, these nouns and adjectives are going crazy. You know, metaphors like snaking down his abdomen. Anyway, he grabbed the appendage curiously. He could feel it throbbing under his touch. Carti was still playing, although biting his lips. Samir gave his boyfriend a generous rub with 2 fingers pinching the head and the rest of his fist working its way around it. Samir had seen Carti's dick many times in his dreams, but it didn't compare to the reality. It looked so groomed and appetizing. Appetizing? Oh my God. He better not talk about Uzi putting it in his mouth, I swear to God. So he put it in his mouth. Oh shit, already trying out the taste. Oh, what the hell, bro? I don't want to hear that. He instantly felt Carti shiver under him, letting out a small groan as he felt the wet orifice on his dick. What is an orifice, bro? I'm gonna look up the definition real quick. Orifice definition: an opening as of a pipe or a tube. So he talked about his urethra. What? He smiled at the sound. He wanted Carti to enjoy it. Samir looked at him with his dick still in his mouth and winked. Damn, Uzi is multi-talented. He can wink while doing that shit. Swallowing it whole in one simple motion. He was, bro, what the hell is going on? He was thankful that he didn't have a gag reflex. What? This is getting graphic. How many paragraphs? We're only like 3 paragraphs in. He was thankful that he didn't have a gag reflex, or giving Carti a blowjob would be really painful for him. Carti's eyes widened as he saw how good his boyfriend was at sucking dick. It was his first time getting head, as May had always claimed that it was disgusting, but Samir seemed like he was enjoying it. Carti kept playing the game as his boyfriend gave him neck. Here we go. We're getting back into like the regular street lingo that I can handle. Uzi was running his hand up and down the length as he licked the head, then swallowing it whole and twirling his tongue around the head. Carti grabbed the back of his head. How many times are we gonna say head? And made Samir swallow him deeper. The other moaned against Carti's dick, making the other melt at the vibrations. Samir really had him twirled around his finger. Then Carti's eyes went to the back of his head as he felt Samir slurping on his dick, going up and down with his cheek tightening around Carti's dick at an incredible speed. All Carti could do was groan and moan as his boyfriend pleasured him. Grabbing at the sides of the bed, he saw white as he started coming, his grip around Samir's hair tightening. He felt guilty immediately, realizing that he had forced Samir to swallow his cum, then looking down to see Samir swallowing it with a smile, flicking his tongue out to show some more cum that had fallen there. Samir was truly his only addiction. Oh my God, I don't even know if I can continue. He was feeling so weak. He didn't even want to move from his bed anymore. He saw Samir fed up from the bed and head towards the bathroom, bringing back a wet slice of toilet paper and cleaning Carti with it. Carti smiled sheepishly, kissing his boyfriend softly. "You were so good, baby," Carti said as he felt his bed shift as Samir joined him again. Samir hugged him, resting his head on his boyfriend's chest. "You don't gag?" What? I don't think I've ever asked that question. Samir smiled at him cockily. Great adjective for the time being. Flicking his tongue out again. "Thanks, daddy. Nah, I don't gag, and I also don't spit." Oh my. Next thing we know, Uzi's gonna read this and put this in a song. Carti felt his dick get hard again. Oh, he's already reloaded. This man had really been a blessing. He kept playing the game as Samir was going through his phone, laughing sometimes, other times just staying quiet. At some point, he fell asleep. Carti hadn't even noticed it until he heard Samir snore. He smiled at the sight of his boyfriend sleeping, his phone between his hands. He grabbed Samir's phone from him, noticing that his background picture was one of Carti playing basketball, looking at the camera with a smile. That's romantic. Oh my God. The picture had been taken by Stokely months before Samir had even made it to the school. He felt his heart flutter. He put the phone to charge next to him, sighting as he looked back at his boyfriend, sleeping calmly on his bed with a hand under his head. It's getting all lame now. It's not juicy anymore. He placed a kiss on Samir's head before turning off the PlayStation. Oh, so Carti's team PlayStation here. And grabbing his own phone, logging into his Snapchat and see if any tea was being spilled. The first story he saw was Rocky's. It was just a video of him blasting rock music while Kendrick studied, the other looking visibly annoyed. Then a video of him walking their dog, a pretty Rottweiler, around the city. Then a picture of him and his boyfriend on the Skyview. the lights of the city behind them. He loved to see his brother happy, and it looked like Kendrick was really good at that. The next story was Stokely's. It was a video of him running away from Jose with an ice cream cone on his hand. Jose was running behind him, yelling at the top of his lungs, "Get back here, Stokely. I know you hear me with them big ass Dumbo ears." Carti laughed. It looked like they were enjoying their date. Before we continue, this is honestly crazy how much detail they're going into, like the background characters who aren't even in like the erotic fan fiction. But to continue, the next story made his eyebrow arch. It was Jared's. He hadn't heard much from Jared since he moved to Chicago, and he was glad. He wouldn't know how to act if he was still around. I think he's talking about Juice WRLD, which is not spelled Jared, it's Gerard or whatever. The story consisted of a black screen and the text, "I miss you so much." Then, to Carti's surprise, the next part was a picture of Jared in his football clothes during a game, a smiling Samir giving him a kiss on the cheek. Carti wanted to punch his screen. Jared had no business posting his boyfriend like that. He hated that he didn't have the balls to cuff Samir sooner, and his boyfriend had to date that emo doofus. Damn, he's throwing shots at Juice WRLD. The next video was one of Samir dancing in what seemed to be Jared's room, throwing his hands up to the music. Carti hated seeing it, seeing what Samir had been doing while they were mad at each other. He wished he'd come into Samir's life earlier. Carti turned off his phone. He wanted to beat Jared's ass so bad. He was no one to claim that he missed Uzi when he'd left him to get beaten by some goons. It was not fair. Damn, so it's getting heated between Carti and Juice WRLD. I might have to make another video of Playboi Carti versus Juice WRLD beef. Then, to make his day worse, the door to his room opened, revealing his father. His father and him had a rocky relationship since Rocky came out. As much as he loved his parents, he couldn't let them insult Rocky as if he wasn't their son. Even their mother had isolated herself from Rocky. His father clenched his eyes to get a better look at the dark room. Carti gulped, hoping he didn't notice that Samir was there. "Who you got here with you?" he asked as he pointed at the clear bulge in the bed. "Is it a girl? Won't tell your mom." "Shit," Samir grunted, sitting up at hearing noise, rubbing his eyes with the back of his hand, yawning loudly. Mr. Carter's eyes opened in realization, his fist clenching at his sides as he saw the neighbor's kid waking up from beside his son. "What is he doing here, Jordan?" his father yelled, clearly mad at seeing the other boy in his son's bed. A vein was popping in his bald head. "He came over to play with me, Dad," Jordan explained, a frustrated tone on his voice. "He fell asleep, that's all." His father grunted. "I don't believe that shit, Jordan." "Stokely has come here millions of times and fell asleep plenty more," Jordan said, trying to keep his cool, but it was really hard when his father was being an asshole. "You didn't care then, why do you care now?" Okay, so I'm not sure if Carti's dad knows he's gay or not, sleeping with Uzi, or if he's just mad about like him sleeping around or having someone over while he wasn't home, but we'll find out soon. It's also important to note that the background characters, there's like 2 or 3 other couples in that. There's Kendrick Lamar and Rocky, ASAP Rocky, who are dating apparently, and then there's Ski Mask and X who are dating too, because Jose and Stokely, and then I guess Jared is just Carti's ex-boyfriend, which is funny in itself. But yeah, let's get back to the story. "Because Stokely is not a fag," his father explained, a frown on his wrinkled face. "I already had enough having Rakim here for 20 years acting straight just to succumb to some dirty homo from California. I won't allow more of this homosexual behavior in my house. You shouldn't be hanging out with people like him." Okay, so obviously Carti's dad doesn't like that he's gay. Why? Samir finally spoke up, his voice quivering for a second. His glare was fiery for such a small dude. "You would rather Carti hang out with alcoholics, drug dealers, gang members, and fake people than with a guy that just happens to like other guys?" Mr. Carter was left without words, but just nodded, his eyebrows furrowed. "It's not okay to be gay, and I don't want your gay ass teaching my son that licking dick is okay. Just go somewhere else and don't talk to Jordan again. Go hop on someone else's dick." Damn, so he's throwing shots. He doesn't care what the world thinks. Carti's dad would get canceled on Twitter if this was real. "Samir is my friend," Carti yelled, unable to keep his cool anymore. "I'm sorry that you hate yourself because Rakim is gay. Woo-hoo. I won't join you in your pity party. I love Rocky and Samir is staying. You can't make me cut off all the gay people in my life. I can't just give my friends the cold shoulder because of your primitive views. I'm sorry." Carti's father grunted before walking out of the room. room. Jordan looked beside him to see a crying Samir. He hugged his boyfriend close, kissing the boy on the top of the head, his heart beating incredibly fast. His father had no business yelling at Samir like that. He hadn't done anything. He hated when people hurt Samir. The guy was a cinnamon roll. He didn't deserve to be yelled at or hit, and he didn't care if it was his father. What does this cinnamon roll mean? He heard the door open again. He winced, hoping it wasn't his father again. It was his mother. She gave him a pitied glare before sitting on the bed, giving Jordan a reassuring look before rubbing her hand against Samir's back. She took a deep breath before speaking, her voice breaking a bit. When I found out that Rocky was dating a man, the world as I'd known it crumbled around me, she said, rubbing circles into the short boy's back, her voice soft and relaxing. Then, that night, I received a call from Kendrick, all the way from Cali. He called me to tell me how much he loved my son, explaining to me why they should be together, crying on the phone because of how much he loves Rakeem and couldn't stand to be the reason why we would hate Rocky. That phone call made me realize that I wanted no one else with my son that wasn't Kendrick. It also made me realize that Kendrick didn't have to be sorry for loving my son. I should be the one thanking him. Jordan looked at his mother in surprise. He thought that both of his parents were not on speaking terms with Rocky anymore. He stared at his mother as she had tears in her eyes. This was probably a big moment for her. He was getting emotional too. He'd always feel closer to his father, but at the moment his mom was his favorite parent. Then I look at you, Samir, so full of energy and positive vibes. She speaks calmly. Samir had stopped crying and was listening to her, his thigh brushing against Carti's, seeking for comfort in his boyfriend's touch. You are the best friend that Jordan has ever had. You don't seek out to him to smoke or drink. You cook for him. You make him nice clothes. You check on him when he's sick. I've even seen you cheer for Carti at games like you were watching professional basketball player. I can't ask you to leave my son's life when you're making it better. Like I can't ask Kendrick to leave Rakeem when I have never seen my son smile brighter at anyone else. You are welcome here, even if my husband doesn't make you feel that way. Damn, so Uzi's a good boyfriend. You already know. Even though everybody says he's toxic, like JT from the City Girls, taking shots. JT, you a bitch. Samir hugged her and she hugged him back, patting his back softly. Carti was marveled at the sight. He'd never dated someone that his mother had actually liked, and here she was, making Samir feel better and giving him hugs, of course. She didn't know that they were dating. He would tell her when he felt comfortable doing it. He still had many people to come out to, and he didn't want to rush it. Thank you so much, Mrs. Carter, Samir said honestly, staring at the older woman. I appreciate it. Call me Donna, she smiled at him, ruffling his hair. By the way, the other day I tasted some of the lunch you packed for Carti. It was delicious. You want to help me out in the kitchen? Samir smiled brightly, his heart doing backflips. She grabbed Samir's hand and walked to the kitchen with him. Carti couldn't help the goofy smile that spread across his face. Oh my god, so it started all super erotic, you know, graphic, like makes you want to cringe and not even want to read, and then it kind of gets like not boring but like more on like the girly side, like the romantic side of, you know, overcoming a parent that isn't accepting of homosexuality and things like that. So it kind of lost me at the end, but the beginning, it's like so cringe and like disgusting that you can't help but read it because it's Carti and Uzi. But yeah, so there's obviously a part 2 because this says it's a part 1. Carti and Uzi sexual fantasy part 1, so I expect a part 2. This dude's got talent, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, he could write some books or, you know, maybe start some sort of subscription service. I know some Uzi and Carti fans would buy that shit, so. Actually, before we head out, I just wanted to check out some of the reactions of other people in the comments, because I can't be the only one that was like completely baffled by this. Echo Gilbert says, what the fuck? The same dude comments on his own thing. He had 300 points and now he has 124 points in the second comment too. That means shit's getting real. Why did I read it all? Yeah, that's how I felt, because it was hard to finish, to be honest, with all like the really, I don't even know, romantic stuff. Pluto 2 must be the author of the whole story of the erotic fan fiction. Said, did you like it? Echo Gilbert says, yeah man, I like the part where Uzi and Carti made out. Jesus Christ, yeah. CNN sexy hood moments is right. Fuck wrong with Carti fans. Yeah, for real. Except this isn't just Carti fans, this is Uzi fans too. Nah, it's funny. What the fuck? I thought the Sad Boys Reddit was bad, but this truly is fucked. Yeah, I don't know if there's any going back after this. Uzi and Carti fans, we're gonna get trolled so hard. I don't even know if I can rep Uzi and Carti anymore, because this, I don't even know. I don't know if there's any community outside of Uzi and Carti that has done this shit. Maybe Juice World, just because I don't know. I feel like that's like a more emotional fan base. I mean, it is emo rap, emotional rap. Yeah, we down bad. Yeah, everyone in the Uzi Carti community is just accepting like we're fucked. Just when you go to a party and you're getting a drink, just don't say you're in the Carti Uzi subreddit anymore. Just we all claiming Trippy Red sub. Shit says part 1 in the title too. Motherfucker about to give us a whole franchise. Yeah, facts. We're about to get part 2. Shit, with the success of this one post 22 hours ago, we're about to get a whole, I don't even know, like 15 chapters. He about to make Infinity War and Endgame with like 42-hour runtime. If you hate it or not, this is going down as a legendary post in this sub. Yeah, we need to pin this shit. Witnessing history. Yeah, we gotta make a Mount Rushmore with this post. What if Carti sees this? Yeah, what if Carti and Uzi see? They probably will. This shit gets weird. I know they must be lurking their subreddits. Every artist does some way, and if this is blowing up at this point, it has 541 upvotes. It's probably gonna get over 1,000. It's gonna be at the top. First time Carti goes in the sub and this is the first thing he sees. I have decided to gouge my eyeballs out. Call me Blind Boy Carti. No wonder that Carti like hides his fans are fucking gay. Whole I read delayed by a whole year then if this is the first thing he sees. It would make it hotter, I think. What? Oh my god. That was Pluto again, the author. Yeah, we gonna get on Twitter again. Bro, we did. I only came here to see if someone actually posted it. Yeah, the Carti community is moving to Twitter after this. The subreddit getting hasty, I'll just say. I'm telling this to Gilbert for his bedtime story. Y'all gonna breed him into being a bisexual vampire too. Aside from all the jokes and replies on the Reddit post though, the post was a great story of the triumphs over, you know, societal norms of homosexuality and going against your parents' words and people accepting the future of what society's gonna look like. So I don't know if any of that made sense, because it's really hard to explain a summary of such a crazy erotic fan fiction. But yeah, that's the first time actually reading a fan fiction. So with that, it's your boy Bobbalam signing off, having the talk with my mom after she just heard me read that whole thing to y'all in this video. She's a bit concerned. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the erotic fan fiction. You think it was funny or gross, or give me an adjective or a noun that fits with the diction they were using in the story. Make sure to like and subscribe while you're at it for the latest hip-hop news, drama, and analysis videos, and troll videos at this point too, I guess. As well as to follow me on all my socials in the description to join the Bob gang if you with it. Peace out, cutty people. Know what I'm saying?